Yo, what's up? Long time no see. And one of the special things about the games, and the thing that I have always struggled to articulate, it is the one good ones, that really good ones, that take you deep. Have you ever noticed how small a TV screen or a computer monitor actually is? Let alone the dinky growth of skylights of the Game Boy or the Vita. These screens take up such a small portion of your overall vision unless you grounded it really close. But when the right game comes along, the rest of the world just arises up. You don't see the border of the screen, you don't even really get meaningful senses of the flatness anymore. A good game draws you deep inside. This is what William Gibson called cyberspace, I gather. He tried to picture the world on the other side of the scrolling PC monitor and the whole landscape was born. But it doesn't feel like the cyberspace here very often. I always feel like I emerge from games after playing that I have to kick my way up to the surface from the deeper underwater. Some games don't replace the world around them in a delicate manner so much and absolutely fluid. A great game always leaves me feeling like I've just crawled, soaking one of the drum of the washing machine. Bansen Nights is one of those games. For the few hours this week in which I played, I was comprehensive submerging the rest of the world. I was in there that deep. I have been just other two games in the Pixel Pulp series, which Bansen Nights belongs, the Mothman 1966 and the Warning Lake. So this is a review of the Bansen games, but really feels like a belated review of the whole Pixel Pulp project. And that's because right in the start I got something wrong and it upset me from some dim muttering ever since. The Pixel Pulp games is a glittering oddity. I guess you could call them visual novels, because that handy genre that exists, and because these are stories that you page through, occasionally making choices, and because the prose bears are the unmistakable ring of proper literature, being deeply interested in people, memory, doubt, and that strain of the experience that requires a proper examination before it sits neatly in the brain. As the name suggests, all of the horror stories, weird stories, the Mothman 1966 is about everyone's favorite cryptid. Warning Lake is about a lost childhood, summer spent with a vampire, and Bansen, we'll get to Bansen. Now that I played throughout the pulps, I can see other sharp preoccupations running throughout them too, like the porn cables stitching together a late night party time. There are characters who crop up in each game, the color scheme strobes from the sticky clients and toxic greens of Mothman throughout the potential yellow of Warney and into the throbbing sunset reds and pinks of Bansen in a way that in retrospect seems perfectly judged and tightly controlled. Oh yes, and each game offers its own solitaire variant too, buried deep in the narrative. Pulps are visual novels, and yet that's not half of the games are, because the Pixel Pulps are also tied into another tradition, CGA games from the late 1980s and the early 1990s. They're literally, but they are also software that wants to be software, that wants to draw attention to its software. And those CGA games always came on discs, swapped amongst the classmates, belonged the time when was no clear PC is the most houses. Down by the bottom of the stairs, an awkward look in the kitchen. As the result, people encourage CGA games in all kinds of ill-chosen, homemade graphics, possibly planned in out exteriors books even before the Pixel Pops came along. This way, glorious cursed territory crackling with a strange potential. The Pixel Pops used the aesthetics of the CGA games, with the narrative unfolding throughout the series of beautiful handcrafted images, long shots, mustard 2 years, and fidelity up close portraiture when things get nasty. This is exactly what it felt like when early games grabbed with the montage and also language of the cinema. Pixel Pulp games have a lovely abstract sense of the landscape. The details stand out sharp, while the backgrounds feather into crossing hatching. Characters, meanwhile, are straight up of the old EC horror comics. The grown-ups feel very grown-up in that way that always used to give me a chill. Jaws are firm. Caesars are fixed and deep, and the hair on the eyes are often wild, hitting at some internal mania. Players are thick-lined and with a middle age, Bansen Knights use all this spin a new tale, one of the cold religion based around roads and cars, run by a trashy charismatic man, and finding its moment in the flat Midwest landscape, tormented by the wild weather. The players is a cast member of the cult who is also working for the government, trying to crack the whole organization for personal reasons that resolve slowly throughout the game. Everything is revealed slowly throughout the game, a game whose internal pulse beats to appreciation of the new information. I will not spoil no more of the here, not last, because after 2 playouts I still haven't seen all over it. Choices matter in this world, particularly when you don't know you're making them, and you won't see all of Bansen Knights in 1, 2, or 3 phases. Well, art-wise, I'm tempted to say that it's the high point of the series. The faces you called and the sharp and the toggle skins, like the member of the New York band from the 1970s. They kind of made a harassed like poultry on the stage to make up for the fact that couldn't really do much with their guitars. The player characters, meanwhile, is alternate story and saggy with the sorrow and punchy with the desire to get the truth. The narrative unfolds across the barns and empty highways, a game made for a rosy dawn and radioactive sunset. When it comes to the transition, Imagine seems to freeze, even throughout most of them didn't move to start with. And then the picture will fragment into little speaks, single pixels. It's glorious. Here is the important thing though. And Bansen Knights, like other pulps, are using inputs. You page throughout conversation and make choices by selecting sentences on the screen. This or that, go there or there, talk to this person, break into this room, but throughout all strange opportunity blossoms. This is the thing I got wrong. When I first played Mothman 1966, I thought it was all elbows. I play soldier, but I'm doing it with the text prompts, and yet in fact this is a crucial part of my game. Like the pixel pulps can take you so deep. These mechanics are not dressing, they are a way of being in this world they should be. And you know what, this was something new to me, fabricated and mechanical, but utterly transporting. I felt like I was suddenly somewhere else inside a private landscape, but in place one yet separated still. How could it be? I wish with the Norse and surrounded the walls by teachers of the school children, but only I see the balloon. Well, there was a sense, perhaps, of necessary distance and being the right place in the right time. I almost suspected that if I had another look a minute later, the balloon would have gone. Well, the Bansen Knights was provided me by the developers, so I will leave all the links inside below the video, and you guys just go and check it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye.